spam, phishing, smishing, whatever kind of a thing in your messages, that you can do anything other than just delete it?
You can report it as phishing,
But I don't know
spoofing.
how to get to some place to report it, because that doesn't give me that option of what to do with it.
Right. Are you using Spark now, or are you
Well, this is
using
messages.
Mail?
This is my regular message texty thing.
Oh, text messages.
Yeah, text
I
messages.
gotcha. We can do that. I can show you.
Because I got one yesterday from saying that do you recognize this charge for $78 and some odd cents on your Citibank card? I don't have a Citibank card, so it was no doubt it was not for me. But I kept it overnight. I was going to show you, and then I got nervous and just deleted it.
Okay. So for example, you get a text. This one's a legit one, so I'm not going to actually do it.
Mhm.
But if you get to the text and hold it down, don't hold down where the link is if there's a link, because you don't want that to click the link. But if you
Okay,
hit
and then you
the
can get some more, yeah. Well,
more,
but this came in on this did not, oh no, it did. I was gonna say it came in on my computer, not my phone, but it did come in on my phone. Okay, so
it should go to both places. You could do this on your computer as well. I can show you how to do that on the computer as well.
yeah. No, it's
But
really interesting. All my messages do not come into both.
interesting. Is it just the iMessage ones that go, or is it the Androids that you're not getting?
Possibly. I mean, it doesn't bother me because there's fewer things to delete, but
Usually, the iMessage one should sync no matter where you are, but the Androids, you have to turn on the feature that you want the Android text on your laptop.
Okay.
But anyway, if you hit this little forward arrow down here at the bottom,
Right.
you type in the number 7726.
Okay. And is it a -6 or just 7726?
7726. It's going to automatically add that dash in.
Okay. Okay.
And then you can see, here's my thread with them. You'll hit the send button, but let me just, for kicks and giggles. This is my chain with them. So the first time you send them a text, it says, "Hi, it's AT&T or it's Verizon, whoever your provider is.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for reporting." And then they want the phone number or the sender's email. So after you send them the text, they want that phone number or email.
Okay.
Which you can get by going to the info.
Right. Yeah, no,
and then just copying that. But while you're there, also block the caller, right?
Okay.
So they don't come to you again, even though they're, smarter than you are.
Well,
But so they'll probably use a different,
yeah.
number.
This is a thank you. This is a total aside, and I do have one other thing I screen printed to show you. But I was reading an article in the paper this morning about WordleBot 2.0 for people that do Wordle. And it was written by two people, and it gave their backgrounds. And one of them is some big fancy tech guru, etc., who has never lost at Wordle. And I said, well, I've only lost once in the last 4 months. So what's that make me? Chopped liver. But anyway, I wanted to, may I screen share?
Yeah.
Because I've got this weird thing showing up on my phone every once in a while. I got to go to photos. Where are we? Wait a minute. Okay, let me see if I can bring my photos up. This thing here, I go to call my husband. It says last line no longer available. Do you want to call using your remaining line. I have no idea what that means.
Do you have a digital SIM card?
Do I have, I'm using my iPhone.
Yeah. When you got your iPhone, did they put a physical SIM card in your
A
phone?
physical SIM card? I would guess so, yes. I got it at Apple, but they would have put a T-Mobile in there.
Mm-hmm. Because the most recent phones I've had with Apple, they weren't there weren't any actual SIM cards. They never moved my SIM card over. It was all digital. And I
Okay.
would get that pop-up when it couldn't detect my SIM card. And there's two SIM cards, e-cards that you can use. And when it couldn't detect one, it would ask if I wanted to use the other, which
Oh,
is
well, this phone is 4 years old. And I still have the old phone because that's what Bill uses. So it's not, they didn't take it out of the old phone. They would have had to put in a new one if they put anything. But 4 years ago, were they doing that too?
it's possible. Let me Google real quick. I can see if I'm
Anyway, I just say call, but my print
yeah,
screen
that
at this time, so I could ask you.
that is my guess of what that is. I could be wrong. It wants to reset all the settings to fix that.
Oh, jeez. Oh, what settings? My whole phone?
Yeah. You could
Oh,
restore from a backup, supposedly, but
yeah. I'll just ignore it
factory
then.
resets but the error remains. Yeah, it's the eSIM card. So what you could do is T-Mobile's your
Yeah.
provider.
Ask
You
them to
could
put in a real one.
you could go to the store or call them and say, I'm getting this pop-up. Is it an eSIM issue? And if so, can I get a SIM card?
Okay.
And if they pop that in, when my phone malfunctioned in May, I went to the AT&T store and they had a new SIM card for me. I was in and out. It was the best AT&T experience I've ever had. I was in and out in like 15 minutes. It was awesome.
And the
Which I
last time I
hate
was at
AT&T. I
T-Mobile,
hate going to the store, but
well, the last
quite
time I was at T-Mobile, they almost had to call the cops on this woman that was screaming and yelling because they were charging her for her TV or something. I mean, it was just ridiculous. That was Xfinity, not T-Mobile, but anyway, they're not fun.
that's
All right,
my guess of what that is. It's
okay.
not the end of the world. And it should continue to work, but it is.
It does. I just didn't know why it was saying it because it seems to only be when I'm calling Bill. So,
Interesting
I
when
know.
it's him. So yeah, you guys have a funky, like, it sometimes confuses your phone with his phone and vice
Yeah,
versa
because we have the same, yeah, they're all on the same account sort of
plan.
thing. Yeah.
But what you can do to check and see if you have a SIM card, if you take your phone out of your case
Yes. And put a pin in
and
that little thing on the side.
yep, and when you put the pin in the sign, that should pop out and that will show you your SIM card.
Okay.
If you just do that really carefully,
And if it's empty, it's an e-card.
and that's why you're getting that pop up. If there is a SIM card in there, then Lynn is wrong and we'll have to do some
I'll
more
have to go to
research.
T-Mobile and say, yes.
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about that. We can do some more research, but that's my bet.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let me get out of this thing here. There you go.
That's my bet.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, look at Chuck. He's trying to see if he has a.
Guys,
I'm
if he
gonna
has
have to pop open
You're right.
because I have T-Mobile also. That's why I was checking.
Yeah, I'd say if you got a new phone in the last 4 or 5 years, it probably started to do that.
Yeah, this was 2018.
Well, mine's since Christmas.
Oh, yours would definitely be if
An e-card.
an e-card if you didn't physically see them move it.
Well, now that I've taken the back off, I guess I should change the glass cover on the front that's broken. I have one more. I bought a thing of 3 of them. I have one more.
I hate those things. They, are so evil to put on without the bubbles.
Yeah, I know, but
Get them to do it at the store. They have a little device that does it and it works wonderfully.
Yep, that's what I do.
Yep. Get the glass one.
this is a
Yes, that's
glass one, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they may not do it when I already have one.
They probably will. For money, they'll do anything.
Well, for money.
If you go for a physical
You're gonna
They've
have-
never
card, they
charged
should
me.
do it.
I've replaced mine 2 or 3 times. They've never charged me.
Oh, good. I was gonna say, Chuck, I'm cheaper than doing it for money. Well, I'm pushing in on that little hole and it's not doing anything.
You'll
That's-
need a little like pin or
I'm
something.
using a paper clip, end of a paper clip.
Oh, that should work.
I know.
Mhm.
Maybe you're not doing it hard enough.
Well, maybe I need to use push it down on a table or something. I'm pushing it with my hands as hard as they can. Oh, well, I'll work on it. Oh, it's starting. It almost came out. It's slightly out. It's slightly out, but it's
You might
not-
have to, once it pops out a little, you might have to pull it.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
fine. There you go. It worked. There
And
is a
is it-
SIM card in it.
Okay, then Lynn's wrong. I'll do some
Write this
research.
date down.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, your challenge for the week. Should you accept it?
I'll do my research. And maybe the SIM card's going bad and maybe that's part of it too.
That could be.
I don't know.
My cheap phone has a SIM slot 1 and a SIM slot 2, but only the SIM slot 2 that's its consumer cellular, and the other one says not available. But yet, when you go down to the IMEI, it has a number and the I guess that's the other for each slot. And the reason I'm trying to ask is, does that mean anything? Because when we get to the very end, if nobody else can think of anything, I got a question.
She's so polite. She always
I
wants
know.
everybody else to go first.
Well, because we know I have a cheap phone and actually I'm going to end up going to the store guy and no, I'm not going to get an
You get
iPhone.
one?
But why are there two SIM slots, but only one is being used?
And it's probably the same thing that Connie has, right? They have 2 potential that you could use, but most people only ever need 1.
And can something go wrong with that SIM card that could cause problems with your phone? Okay,
Apparently.
right.
Is it possible it's not Connie's phone and it's Bill's phone that's having the problem?
That's a good possibility.
It's possible. He definitely has a SIM card because his is an iPhone 6.
Oh, wow.
That was my old phone. Yeah, I know, but you know what? To get him a new phone, he can barely use mine. I'm teaching him how to pay bills online because that's the way I do it. I just, when they all come in, I go on to USAA and pay them all. But it's on the phone, you can just put it in your 4-digit code to get into USAA. On the computer, you got to go through hoops and whatevers. So I hand him the phone and the list, here are the bills, and he's learning how to do it. You know,
Good.
yeah,
Make it tech savvy.
yeah, well,
But yeah, you
I sent you an email about driver update software.
yes.
Maybe the
I think
group's already-
can talk probably better than I can about them because I don't use driver software at all.
Yeah, it happens
I needed it.
automatically on Macs, doesn't it?
Sorry?
It happens automatically on Macs.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the case. And on my on this laptop, I have Microsoft software that does a month. Well, I have it do a monthly check and update, and it includes driver checking and updating.
Nice.
And I've been checking annual subscriptions as they come around. And I had one that came around for driver update software. I mean, it was only $30 or something like that. And I thought, I don't need this. Why did I ever have it in the first place? I mean, I understand what drivers are. I understand they get updated and all that, but I haven't seen it as an issue lately out there in the atmosphere, or whatever you want to call it. So I canceled it. You know, when
Well,
in doubt.
it is something you can do yourself on each individual piece of software. If you have a lot of software, that's a pain in the neck, and it might be worth spending the money. But in my experience, the updates don't happen often enough to not do it yourself. So I did the same thing. I had driver updater software and I stopped using it, so I didn't renew it. Because most software will tell you when it needs to be updated.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm
They
sorry.
almost snuck it by me, but the update bill showed up and I thought, what is this? And why am I updating it? It was difficult to cancel. It took
Mhm.
some jumping around and going to this link and that link before I was able to finally kill it.
Oh yeah, they really want your money.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for sticking with it and, realizing you don't need it and doing some research because that's a money-making machine for the company, right? Because it's a pretty easy thing for people to do themselves. And so it's mostly for lazier people or people that don't know any better and then they don't know how to cancel or spend the time. And it's kind of like phishing in a way, like they're just targeting the most vulnerable people.
Mm,
Well, that's
So-
why I hate 1 month free and automatically
right,
goes from there. I hate to sign up for any of those things
right.
because they're always difficult to kill.
Yep. But
Oh, well.
Okay.
look at
Good.
you.
Okay.
I would just like to give an update. We talked about the fact that I'm still using physical calendars, paper calendars, upstairs, downstairs in my pocketbook, and how pretty much the rest of the world is going digital now. So I said, okay, time to drag me kicking and screaming into a new technology. This is going to take hours and hours. It was a little difficult to get started, but once I saw the right things to click on, including one that made me happy, when I clicked on details and I could make things repeat every year, like birthdays and anniversaries, I said, oh, this is going to save me time once I put it in. So I like that. And you can change things. The problem, it's not a big problem, but the problem was I decided, well, this will be, I'm going to go on my computer. And I did it on that, thinking that it would automatically sync with my cell phone because I get my emails and things. I get, everything is going back and forth all the time. And it didn't. So I had to do it all over on the cell phone, which is where I should have done it in the first place, because like you said, you're at a doctor's office, you have your phone, you just bring it up and you just tap in there. Was there a way I could have done that to sync if I started on the cell phone first? Or did I have to restart, or is there any way to,
Mhm.
make them talk to each other immediately?
My question is, there's a ton, hundreds of digital calendars. So
Oh.
which one did you choose?
The one that came up on my laptop is the one I used, and the one that came up on my cell phone, which had, when I asked for apps, there were, that one of them said calendar. It didn't say what kind, it just came up on my Android phone.
Mhm.
So that's what I used.
So I'm guessing your phone is Google Calendar, because that I think is the default for Androids. But I'm not sure what the default would have been on the PC, if it's Outlook or Stephen, do you have any ideas what it might have been?
I don't know what the default is because I don't use a calendar on my PC. I only use it on the phone. My phone is a Samsung, and I think it has its own calendar app.
That's
So
what
it's
I have.
not, I'm not using Google Calendars. I'm using my default calendar app.
My
'Cause I
phone
don't
is a
need-
Samsung too.
So Stephen, is there a way to access the Samsung calendar on?
You can tell your PC to link to your phone, and I did this long enough ago that I don't remember how to do it, but it's not that difficult. Let me look real quick.
Well,
I
Betty, and you
s-
could also pull up on your screen your calendar that you created on your computer, and we could then determine where you created if you want to do that.
Okay.
As Stephen's looking into his.
Um,
For a while, I was getting pop-ups that suggested doing that link. And I never bothered to take them up on it. Because I have the same setup you do.
The Samsung and the PC.
Oh, there
That's
it
good.
is. If
Yeah,
you
hold
bring
on.
up settings, one of the things that it offers on settings is link your Android or iPhone.
Oh,
Up
yeah.
right,
It's
I don't see it.
top of the third
Phone.
column.
top left. I'm sorry, top right.
Third column, top.
Oh, I
right.
see. Right here, phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Add a phone. And behind it, it looks like it went behind if you want to click.
Yeah.
This is cool. Thank you for screen sharing so I can see this.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to go to a browser on your phone and type that URL in.
What am I typing? Oh, I see.
Right here,
www.
I got it.
www.akams/your
You think there'd be a QR code there?
PC. Why would they do that when you can type?
I've been hearing QR codes are getting pretty dangerous to use, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, really?
publicly wise, because you don't know where it's actually sending you to.
Right.
If it's a trusted source, it's a little different. For example, this coming Sunday, there's going to be a table in the narthex to encourage you to sign up for the September celebration Big Tent Fest. And there will be a QR code which will take you to the registration on your phone. I can tell you that's a safe one to use. And there's a couple in the bulletin that take you to online giving and stuff like that.
Oh, right here, pair with QR code.
Where?
At the
Yeah,
bottom,
I
it
know.
says-
After you have the
that-
link established, it looks like you can pair the phone and the PC with a QR code.
Mm.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because I have a lot of trouble with QR codes, getting them to read correctly.
Well,
We'll
then I
see.
would pair manually.
How many devices are you pairing? It keeps popping up.
Just one.
No, it's just,
Oh.
it's just cycling.
Betty Ann, I still write things on paper calendars because
Thank you.
I don't trust my phone. I swear I put things in there in terms of appointments or phone numbers, and then when I go to look for them, I can't find them, so.
I use
Okay.
my phone, but Bill uses a paper calendar, so I have to make sure my stuff gets on his calendar. Or he won't know what's going on.
Yeah, I use both also, and on my desk day timer, I jot notes and little stuff that I don't necessarily want to load into my phone.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
I put that URL in and it's coming up with like it wants to scan, but there's nothing to scan. Am I scanning
Oh.
something?
Click that little checkbox
I have the link.
Oh,
there.
I didn't notice that. Thank you.
and then pair with QR code.
Okay. Is this going to mess things up? Because now I put the calendar on both devices and they're going to maybe be conflicting because they're not identical. We'll find
It-
out, I guess.
We'll take one step at a
Shall I do
time.
it? Shall I do it? Okay.
Yeah.
You have to sign in first.
Take your phone and scan that.
I am. I'm
Okay.
holding it right up to it.
And is your phone finding some kind of link?
I don't. I have to take my hand away and look because I've got it facing. Let me try it so I can see it, see both.
Oh, you want to face it with the camera. You want the camera facing the QR code.
Well, that's what it's doing. Oh, wait a minute.
Your camera is not the side that you look at.
Okay. I think I see it now. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, now it should be doing it, but it looks blurry.
Might be too close to the
Oh, it's
screen.
clearing up now. Ooh, something happened because the screen went blank. It cleared up.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, my goodness.
Few permissions.
So there's pop-ups on your phone, it looks like.
Let's see. Turn it on again.
Looks like calendar is not one of the things that it links anyway.
Okay.
That'd be
all
too
right.
easy, right?
Yeah, my phone wants me to answer. Okay, hold on. Allow link, yes. Allow link to make and manage phone calls. I just want the calendar link.
It looks like it doesn't actually do that.
But you can
Okay.
view text this way. And I like the text things on my computer because then I can physically type things and not have to do it with my fingers.
I know. What would you, so should I allow to make and manage phone calls?
That's
I
up to
like
you.
that because if I'm on my computer, I can answer it on my computer. If the phone rings, I get a message and I can answer it and sit here and talk on my computer.
I answer phone calls a lot on my computer.
Yeah.
Can I take this out if I don't like it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then I'll allow it this time.
If it's ringing at the same time your phone is and you have all these devices going off at the same time, you can shut it off.
You might be in a
Okay.
different room from your phone or whatever, so.
Okay. Okay.
Can I ask if you can do this with emails? Sync the email, like link your phone and the desktop
It should
and
already.
my laptop. So if I delete, for example, if I delete emails on the desktop, it doesn't delete them on my cell phone, which drives me crazy.
Which email provider do you use?
Google.
It should be happening already.
So
'Cause
what?
there's-
So when you on your phone go to the mail app, the email app,
Hmm.
does it show your Gmail emails?
Yes.
And if you send an email there or delete an email, does it delete it on your computer then? It should.
No, I most times use the desktop because it's a large screen and I can just
Mhm.
go doop, 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 doop. And then later I'll go to look at my cell phone or something later in the day. And I feel as if I'm being ghosted, gaslit, because why are they still here?
That should not be
deleted
the case.
Oh,
We should investigate that when Betty Ann's done.
okay.
Do you want to hit the get started, Betty Ann?
I do and I don't. These things sometimes take forever. You think? Uh, Okay, I'm gonna, so this is gonna tell me how to do these things.
Mhm.
Yes,
Or we could tell you physically too.
So can I skip it for now?
Yep.
Or find out later? I just don't want to take all that time. Okay, skip. All right, I need PC. Not
Not
now.
now.
Okay.
So
I
there's
think
your
I'm
text
done.
messages right there. So,
Oh, okay.
and you can call that way.
Mhm.
Do you see where there's one message?
Yeah.
Next to it is calls, and click on that apps button. It's above the messages.
The top.
Keep going
Oh,
up.
apps? Yeah.
Um,
There's
and
calendar.
can you close out of that? No. The pop-up that says welcome to apps. Sorry.
Okay.
Is
Do you see
this
the
the
calendar?
calendar you're using right in the middle?
This is the one right here.
Yeah, it's the one I use.
Yeah.
I just never have clicked on that to use it on my PC.
Double
Okay.
click that for us, Betty Ann.
Oh, now it's on my screen. Oh, okay.
So yeah, it wants permission from you.
Oh, dear.
From
It
your
says-
phone.
My phone has a pop-up that says start recording or casting with link to Windows.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it might be because we're recording tech time,
Yeah. So let's cancel that. Right.
but it should be pretty easy to do. So you can see your calendar that way.
Well, I can see it by just getting off. I have it on my screen, my PC screen.
But if in the
Or I can
future
just
you
click
want to
there.
view and edit your calendar, you can go that way with your PC calendar.
Yeah. Okay. But what I'm saying, okay, and
Do you want to close or scroll down this pop-up that says we need permission?
okay.
So yeah, I would send you a notification to do that again if you want to do that. You don't have to do it now if you don't want to.
Okay. This is
But
when I get
my-
in trouble. I don't want to do things right away and then I can never get back to how did I do that? Okay, so I click out of this now.
You
Or not?
can go back and explore when you're not looking at us. But I'm curious, could you navigate to wherever you started your calendar with all the information that you started to?
It's on, I can do it from here, this one.
No, on the PC itself, where
Okay.
did you,
Because this is-
put your calendar in?
When I do this, it's right here. It's, where was it? Where'd it go?
It's up in the C's. Why am I pointing?
To the left, it's the second one under the C.
No. I mean, it was here. It was one of these, it was right here.
That looks like a
Oh, this is
calendar.
it. This is it. This is the calendar. Yeah.
So that looks like it's the Microsoft calendar.
Yeah,
So
they're two
if
different
you go to
things.
the Google Play Store,
Okay, I'm not going to do that. We've had enough time on this. It's fine. I think I got, you know,
If they're close to the same, you can stop using the Microsoft calendar and just use your phone's calendar on both,
okay.
because you could bring that app up once you give permission from your phone to share that information. You'll be able to use the calendar app on your phone on your PC.
but yeah, if you go to the Google Play Store and type in calendar, you should be able to get that same calendar. So if you have more information on that calendar than your phone calendar,
Mhm.
you could do that, but then you'd want to stop using the calendar that you started using on your phone.
Okay.
I like paper calendars.
I know the problem is, I like one in my purse for like when you're going to the doctor or whatever.
Yeah.
And I used to get them like for a couple of dollars at Boscov's in their auditorium, and they'd be worth 2 years. So I'd put all my information on there. The last time I went last week, they don't have them anymore.
Right.
So was it you or Chuck or somebody, you or Stephen had said if I go to a Hallmark store?
Yeah, I get them at Hallmark.
Okay, I'll look there. Now I'm gonna have more calendars. I'm gonna have it digitally and I'm gonna have more paper.
Yeah.
I get
Dollar
about
Tree
10 or
also.
12 free calendars every year. Anybody that wants a calendar, just.
Well,
let me
I know, but the kind that you can write on that goes in
Oh,
your
I even get a,
purse.
yeah, I even get some of those, which just
Yeah,
get.
that,
like-
I get plenty of the other kind, so,
Yeah, I get the little ones too.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I have something funny to tell you. If I can find it. So, under, be careful when you're texting. When you're typing in there and there's suggestions on the bottom, oh, we know what you're trying to write.
Oh,
I
yes.
was so sure that I did this correctly. Okay, I was texting my daughter. I wrote on my computer to her. I was emailing her, and let me just show you real quick. So I've been doing these since COVID, these masterpiece by number, paint by numbers.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty
Oh,
big and nice.
cool.
Yeah, I love this one because it reminds me of my friend coming over on my deck, and we'd have tea time and catch up with each other. So I've been painting that. Now I sent one to my daughter because she's a college professor and she has most of the summer off. And I thought, well, she likes to do some crafty things. And I sent her one of these designs that was just pink flowers in a big blue bouquet of pink flowers. And I know that I sent her another one a little later because she's in California, and it was about being in Wine Valley, and you're there in this lovely place and you're overlooking a vineyard, and she got married in a vineyard last year. So I said everything tied together. So I sent that to her and I asked her if she had started that yet. And she said, I don't think I have that. Well, I knew I sent it to her. I just knew. So I said, here's the picture, blah, blah, blah. And so she wrote back and said, oh my gosh, I do have it. I'm sorry. And I replied to her, and let me see if I can find it. So I was trying to say, oh, good. I was afraid I had lost more brain cells or something silly like that. But I can't get that thing to come up. Anyway, I thought I had lost all, I'm glad I didn't lose all my brain cells, was what I thought I was typing in. When I just had a feeling, and I looked on my computer later and sent, and I pulled up what I sent to her, and it said, I'm glad I didn't allowed all my brain cells. And I said, of all the times for it to make a mistake, that's what it says. So then I had to explain what was going on. I use a stylus more than my finger, and I think I was just too close with the finger to touching allowed instead of all. And that's what happened. And you get so many mistakes when you're going fast. So just warning everybody, look over your work 3 times before you send it.
Scripted writing is not great.
Mhm.
That's why I like to write on the computer more often than
Yes.
texting, if it's more than a line.
And now you can text from your computer.
Oh no, don't teach me something new.
It will keep your brain cells functioning, you processing new information, keeping you young and sharp.
Then I have to dump some old stuff out of there first to make room.
Feel like that, don't we?
How to use maps, paper maps, throw that out.
We still use paper maps. We do use, Google Maps or whatever, but because Google Maps tell you this is what you're doing, but it doesn't give you the big picture. So when we're going across country, that's why we keep our AAA membership, is so we can get the maps.
I wondered how often you bought new maps.
Well, we're about to go on a month's trip, so we will be refreshing all those from 2014, 15, that sort of thing.
Right?
But because you're a AAA member, you get them for free, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. Well, and we don't get them for free. We get them for the membership.
Well, right,
Yeah.
but it's, right,
And it does come in handy when we get a flat tire.
yes, it does.
Yes.
Mhm. That's why I have them.
Right. We've had them for probably 50 years now, so we can't.
Well, then you should have the gold memberships that are free.
Well, they haven't told us it's free yet.
Either that or it's a
It's
very
only
good
47. You got to
reduced
get to
rate.
50.
Yeah, because mine's a gold card, and I think it's a very much reduced cost.
Well, it may be reduced and we don't know it, but we just keep paying.
Yeah.
I'll have to check and ask them. I know it was over 40 quite a few years ago. It may not quite be to 50 yet, but I'm getting out my AAA card.
Yeah. So Miss Renee, do you want to look at your Google Calendar
Well, only
or your
because,
Gmail?
well, Nancy was in the queue. Nancy was first. So we may save mine for next week, but
Well, I can
because
just
Nancy
tell
was
you-
next.
I can just tell you a short thing. First of all, you all know that my wonderful phone, I told you I can't answer it. So finally, and I've learned this, I went and did a search for blue phones not answering or can't answer blue phone. And sure enough, other people have that problem. So I go through 8 ways to fix it. So, all right, the first one, turn it on, turn it back off and on. Well, I did that. I've already done that. The next one was to silence the proximity sensor. Okay, so I search in the settings for proximity sensor and there isn't one. So I didn't even go past that because that was the second best thing. I think if I can't even do that, what am I going to do? So I guess I am going to have to get a new phone. But I've got, and I think I told you guys about this before. I don't know if you can see this. This is on the go mobile in, what's called? Yeah, on the go mobile in Westchester. And this guy is amazing. He's given he's sold phones to all my kids and grandkids and everything. And he will just talk to you. And when my battery was bad on my blue phone, he took it out, showed me why it was bad, gave me the link to order new batteries, didn't charge me anything. So I'm probably going to go back to him and talk Android. So Samsung Stephen, is that the way to go? Samsung for Android
I like
I don't know if that's the way to go. It's a good way to go.
Right.
But it's not the only good way to go.
Yeah, and the reason I don't want iPhone is because I like that it talks to my PC, my laptop, and my desktop one. And iPhone's not going to do that, right? My iPhone phone will not.
Oh, Betty Ann just showed us that it does sync with the
Desktop doesn't.
iPhone.
But hers isn't.
No,
is yours-
no,
No,
I
hers
don't
is a
have an iPhone.
Samsung.
But it said when we linked it that it was compatible for the iPhone.
Oh, yes, it
Oh.
did.
Well, that's what I'm going to ask this guy when I get there, I guess, and see. But the only thing is, I don't want to spend an arm and a leg for a phone. So, right now I have to call everybody back. Somebody, real person calls me and I can't answer it. Then I look, and if it's somebody I know, I call them back. And the other thing is, since that's happened, I've gotten a ton more of spam calls. I had only gotten like one a week before. Now I get 5 or 6 a day. So I don't know if that's the phone's problem, but it's my problem. So anyway, skip on to more important things.
Mm-hmm. My brother does like his Google Pixel, but it means, living in the Google world. And if you did want to look at the iPhones, I would suggest the SE phone, which is just smaller, less techy version of the iPhone. It's a little less
Does
expensive.
that have, I forget what you told me about compasses. Does that have a compass? Or there's
Every phone should have a compass at this point.
Well, mine doesn't. And the cheaper ones do. I've got friends that have a really cheap Android phone and they have a compass, and my $100 one doesn't. So, but that's another question I'm sure this guy can help me with. He basically pushes iPhones, but he knows Androids too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. iPhone has it's a default app for all the phones.
Okay, because to be able to see the stars and show where you are, that's what you need. I mean, in other words, I can have the app for the stars, but it doesn't sync up to where I am.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have an app that shows me what I'm looking at in the sky too.
I know, that's what's so cool. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, all right, thank you.
Yeah. And Betty Ann, did they fix your computer and all that chaos?
What we were just doing?
No, you were having the software update that just was the spinning wheel of doom, and you were thinking about going to the U-Break or U-Fix-It store.
Oh, yeah, when I noticed there was an update on the bottom again, like 2 days after this problem happened, and I ran the most current update, everything cleared up. It was fine. So again, I think you can correct me on this, that it was just a glitch in the first update that was causing the problem, so that I couldn't click on any of my links at all. Could move the cursor thing around, but nothing worked.
Mm-hmm.
So that saved me some money. That was nice.
Good.
So Chuck, it turns out that our AAA membership that expired in November 21 was 48 years. So the one this year's is 49. So maybe next year we'll get a
Next
gold.
year. Yeah.
If we're still driving by then.
Yeah, they
We
sent me they
Yeah.
sent me this gold card a couple years ago, and I went in and said, okay, so what's with the gold card? And they told me, well, you get reduced fees and you get this and you get that. And I don't remember all the stuff that it was, but I said, okay, I'll take it. I like free.
Yes.
Right.
Free is always good.
Free is good.
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay. So Renee, wait for next week, or do you want to look at it
No,
now?
yeah, no, you got it. You have to get back to your real job. So,
This is my real job.
We're paying her for her real job.
yes. So I will, what am I gonna say? Think up the words to say it correctly, and I'll practice and all that kind of thing. So I
She'll
can
be
show
first
you.
off the block.
Yes.
Yep. I would see if there's any software updates too on the phone. Maybe that's part of it or needs a reset.
but it always tells me when there's a software update.
Yes. It should.
Yes. Oh,
Not
you got-
always for the apps, for like specific apps.
oh, okay.
If you go to the App Store,
The App Store, yes. I will do that. App Store. Because I already wrote that down because the Google Play Store was something else you mentioned, which is kind of an app too, right?
so the Google Play Store is the Android version of the App Store for the iPhone.
Oh, so I have an iPhone, so I will cross out Play Store.
Yes, it's just the Android
much good.
version of it.
Okay.
So she can search, and I did find it in the iPhone App Store, the Microsoft Calendar. So if you have more information on there, you could go to the Google Play Store, download that, and it should sync what you put on your computer.
Awesome.
So
I'll see what I can figure out here.
you can do it. Cool. I know we're after 11, so if anyone needs to leave, feel free.
I have one question about Sunday.
Yeah,
Since Sunday is the third Sunday of the month, is Leah's first Sunday gonna be a sticky bun Sunday?
you are correct.
All right.
I
Reason to
figured-
go now.
Yeah, that's important to know.
Reason to go.
Not I want to go because of the new pastor. I'm going to the
Priorities
sticky
in
buns.
here,
I
you
know,
know?
I know.
Yeah, but Chuck, you have to sing first.
Yeah.
Although it was funny when we had the new